So you're probably wondering why I'm in fursuit. And I'll tell you why is because I want to do more fursuit stuff, especially on the main channel, not just stupid shit posts. And second of all, my fursuit stamina sucks, and I need to improve it. And so I thought, why not then just doing this part entirely in fursuit, just not pause on, just because it's too warm right now. And I also am testing out a new mic that I got. So yeah, I did a small little test and it seems to be working perfectly. I'm gonna start off with DVDs first, mainly because most of my DVDs are downstairs and I had to take them up. I kind of separated them all into categories, cause why not? Makes my life easier. So the first small little stack is just childhood nostalgia. So, of course, got the whole Balto series. Not my, well, sort of an original copy. It's not my original. That was a VHS tape. Obviously, I don't own a VCR anymore, so, and I don't own the tape anymore. And I did have another DVD of this that was technically my first, but I ended up selling it because I got this version, and I kind of prioritized this version because I had Balto 2 and the original Balto, and I sold that original because my original Wolf Quest got damaged. I don't know, but this is my original. Balto 3 Wings of Change. Mainly because I keep this for the novelty to have all three, but I really don't like Balto 3. I might make a video about why I really don't like it, but I keep it just to have the entire trilogy. And then next, we got War of the Buttons. This is an Irish movie I grew up with. For the longest time, we just had it on like playback and recording on our like cable box. And then once, of course, we changed providers, we lost the movie with it. So I ended up finding the DVD on Vinted. So, yeah, I really need to get into the West, which is another Irish movie I grew up with. But yeah, I got War of the Buttons, really good movie. And then another movie I grew up with, Bolt. This is, again, not my original copy. I had 2 copies of this movie growing up. I had my original when, like, the movie came out. I don't know what happened to it. I think I lost it, or I sold it, or whatever. And then I ended up getting this copy again. So I probably got my first copy when I was, like, 9. And then I got this copy again when I was 11. And then next, these are kind of new, because I got them both, this year. And that's Greyfriars Bobby and Old Yeller. I grew up in, like, the old era of Disney, as well. And you don't really see these too often, you know, and a lot of people don't really know what these are and just think, oh, you know, dog movies. I grew up with these. I grew up with older Disney, and I grew up with things like Mary Poppins and the Sound of Music, and I grew up with Oliver and Annie, and then of course Greyfriars Bobby and Old Yeller, and Candle Shoe, if anyone remembers that. There's probably a few others I'm missing, but yeah, no, I grew up with these sorts of movies, and so when I seen these in CEX earlier this year, I had to get them. I just couldn't pass them up. My 3 favorite zombie movies. I already mentioned 2 of them, and I didn't mention the other one, but 28 Days Later, Train to Busan, and Dawn of the Dead 2004. These are my like top 3. So of course 28 Days Later, Train to Busan, Dawn of the Dead 2004. I do like Zombieland a lot, and I do have 28 Weeks Later. It's just not in my top 3. I've problems with it, but yeah, but I do have it. It's downstairs. I'm just not gonna show it. But yeah, I love these movies to death. Train to Busan made me cry a lot. I do need to watch like All of Us Are Dead and Happiness. I did try watching #Alive. It sucked. I really did not like it. And I know the sequel to Train to Busan is meant to be really, really bad. I did watch Soul Station though, which is the animated anime prequel to it, and it's really, really good. I really liked it. So, yeah, I love these movies, but this one, 28 Days Later, is probably my favorite. Okay, so next we're gonna go with. We'll go with these two because they're kind of miscellaneous, but I kind of put them together because they're in box sets. But I have The Last of Us Season 1, the HBO series. I'm a huge The Last of Us fan too. If you couldn't tell, I mean, it's kind of a jump off, actually, kind of point, really. I probably should have put it with the zombie stuff, but it's a series, it's not a movie, so, you know. I hated Season 2, and I'm probably not going to watch Season 3. I'm very upset with what they did with Love. So, yeah, but, yeah, I love The Last of Us. I will probably make a deep dive on Season 2 and why it's so shit, but this is really good. And then we have the Folklore Trilogy, the Irish Folklore Trilogy of Cartoon Saloon. So you got Song of the Sea, Secret of Kells, and Wolfwalkers. I got this on Amazon for like 35 quid. Cartoon Saloon movies are kind of hard to find on DVD, which is one of the reasons why I bought this. But I still need to get The Breadwinner, which is fantastic movie. So if you guys have not watched The Breadwinner by Cartoon Saloon, get on it. It is so good. Sorry, I just really needed to go on about Breadwinner because The Breadwinner is fucking fantastic. But yeah, these movies are great too. Secret of Kells. Song of the Sea made me cry so much the first time I saw it, and then Wolfwalkers is absolutely beautiful, and Secret of Kells, fantastic animation and quite underrated. 2009 had great animated movies, and no one really talks about The Secret of Kells. I mean, you had Fantastic Mr. Fox, you had Coraline, you had The Princess and the Frog. You had so many movies come out that year, or animated movies come out that year that were absolutely mind-boggling, and absolutely fantastic. So, but it's such a shame that got swept under the rug. So, yeah, watch The Secret of Kells too. All of these are fantastic. I cannot recommend them enough. And so then we got my Spider-Man collection. Yay! I love Spider-Man. Obviously, I'm Transmask. What Transmask doesn't love Spider-Man. But yeah, I got the Spider-Verse movies, of course, because they're fantastic and they're great. I don't really need to say much about them because I'm sure if you love animation, we could be sitting here all day about how lovely they are. And then I have the MCU. I have Homecoming, I have Far From Home, and I have No Way Home. So yeah, I like these movies quite a bit. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I can't wait for Brand New Day coming out later this year. But yeah, these are all great. I went to see Spider-Man No Way Home when it came out, and I cried like a bitch. But yeah, fantastic movies, and they're great. I love them a lot. And then we got the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy, and then you got Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man series, all in this nice little box. They are great. They are fantastic. I rewatched them quite a lot. They're very big comfort movies, especially Spider-Man 3, which I know a lot of people don't really like. I don't care. I love it because it's stupid. I love emo Peter Parker. So yeah, it's great. And then the last little bit, we're gonna go into horror, because that's my new genre, I guess, that I've been getting really into. So, some of these are also kind of either horror themed or like kid horror, I guess. But yeah, I don't really care. Anyway, Paranorman, great Leica movie. I recently watched this in cinemas because they were celebrating the anniversary of it, and that was really, really cool because I remember really wanting to watch this when it came out, and I never got around to it. But it's one of my best friend's favorite movies ever, and we both really love Coraline, so we went, fuck it, we're gonna go watch this again, which we also did. We also watched Coraline when that was celebrating its, I think, 15th anniversary, and that was really, really fun. Can't wait for Wildwood later this year. And then we got The Exorcist, which I have not watched yet, and I need to. But yeah, it's also an older DVD. too. Thanks, CEX. Yeah, it's a bit older. It has one of these cases, which I've never really seen before. I'm pretty sure there's a name for them. I think they're called clasp cases. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm really excited to own this. And it's the director's cut too. So, even more awesome. Then we got Labyrinth. This is also this is the anniversary edition. I have not watched this yet either. I know there's so much stuff I haven't watched yet, but I will. Trust me, I will. But I'm really excited to own this, and it's a movie I was hunting for a while. So when I seen it in CEX, I just kind of couldn't pass it up. But I still haven't watched it yet. I know. And then we got this box set, which I'd never seen before, and it's honestly really cool. It has Coraline, Monster House, and 9. All movies of which I've seen. I did mainly get this for Coraline, but the Coraline disc doesn't look like it's in the greatest condition, which is kind of sad. But I do have a copy of 9 and Monster House, which are 2 movies I really, really love, especially because 9 is kind of hard to come by, but it's a movie I really, really, really love. So, yeah, I haven't tried out the Coraline disc. It doesn't look like it's in the worst condition, but definitely not the best. Like, I feel like it will play with a few skips, but still. But I will look for a better conditioned one eventually, but yeah. And then, last but not least, the It box set, because I love the It movies. I need to watch Welcome to Derry. But yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't really care for Chapter 2 that much. I was really just only looking for the first It movie, and that was the main reason why I got this, because trying to find just the first one is really hard for some reason. I don't know why. HMV and Golden Discs just fucking hate stocking the first one, but they always have It Chapter 2. So my only way of really getting the first one was by buying this. Alright, so now we're going to move on to CDs, because it's a very, very small collection. I only have like maybe 6. So yes, I'm going to show my favorites so far. So I have these just in a small category because they're childhood favorites. So we got Sometime Last Night by R5, Elevate by Big Time Rush, and Big Time Rush's debut album. Now this isn't my original, as I talked about previously. This is only a new copy because my copy is damaged and I don't have the case anymore. I don't know what happened to the case, but I never got Elevate. So it's nice to have Elevate in my collection. And then R5 Sometime Last Night. I just did not care about physical music at the time when I was really into them. And they never did vinyl releases, and I thought it would be too obscure for me to find out in the wild, which I mean, yes. So when I found it secondhand along with Elevate by Big Time Rush, I couldn't resist. I had to pick up both of them. Now we're on to vinyls. So yes, we got the Dead Kennedys. I can't remember the name of this fucking album, bro. I'm so bad at remembering names of albums. Give me convenience or give me death. That's what it is. Then we got The Greatest Showman. I do love musicals quite a lot, and this was the very first vinyl I actually got with my vinyl record player, because I was on The Greatest Showman kick for some reason. But yeah, it's very dusty because I have not played it in so long. But yeah. And then we got Dear Evan Hansen. At the time, I was very obsessed with Dear Evan Hansen, so this is probably my most played vinyl. But yeah, so it does have a place here because it was probably my most played, but I have not played this in years. I know with Waving Through a Window, it does have a bit of trouble playing a little bit. There's a little bit of crackling going on, but yeah. Ben Platt, Sing to Me Instead. Again, I was on a Ben Platt kick, as you could see from the Dear Evan Hansen. I still don't have any of his other recent albums. After the Ben Platt kick, it kind of came and went, you know. But Sing to Me Instead is still a great album, and the vinyl is so pretty. I would pull it out, it's just I'm in fursuit, and it's a bit bulky and stuff, and I don't want to, so yeah, but it's really, really pretty. And that was a gift too, so that's why it holds more value too. State champs, Kings of the New Age. I need to get more state champs. I bought this on a whim because I seen it in HMV and I just couldn't resist. But yeah, I love this album a lot. It's also really, really pretty. So yeah. Motionless in White Graveyard Shift. I need to get the rest of the Motionless in White albums. I need to get Creatures. I need to get Reincarnate, which I feel like will be very expensive. I do really want to get Disguise as well, because Disguise is probably my favorite Motionless in White album. I need to get Infamous too. Infamous is also probably one of my favorites as well. And then Scoring the End of the World. I know where I can get that. And then of course their new album coming out. I am on a huge Motionless in White kick at the moment. I went to go see them earlier this year, and it was great. I need to get The Jaws of Life by Percival, because I also seen them last year. Because the rest of the other ones, as I said, are going to be very, very expensive. I also need to get some Water Parks. I've already said this, but yeah, great vinyl. This is also probably my second most played. Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. This album means a lot to me. I listened to this album a lot during a really hard time in my life. So it holds a lot of sentimental value. This is also probably this competes quite a bit. It's probably my third most played vinyl. It's one of my favorite albums. I also do want to get it on CD at some point. So yeah, it's great. I love this album. And then we have all of My Chemical Romance. We got Danger Days, The Black Parade, and 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I've also played this one quite a bit too. And Danger Days, and The Black Parade. I listen to these quite a bit. I also need to get these all on CD too, but yeah. I also need to get Bullets as well. I just haven't gotten around to getting Bullets. Oh, okay, sorry. I don't know, this was in the wrong section. But Vitora by Linkin Park. Again, another album I listened to quite a bit. And this one was also a gift as well. We got A Call to the Void. We got Corporation Pop. The Kings and Queens of Gasoline. And I Just Want to Know What Happens When I'm Dead. All by Hot Milk, who are my favorite band of all time. Well, one of my favorite bands of all time, along with Linkin Park and My Chemical Romance, and a lot of other bands, as you could tell. But yeah, but I've mostly gotten all of these on release. Mostly. The only one I really didn't get on release was Corporation Pop, because at the time I couldn't afford it, and it was very expensive, so I got it for my birthday last year, because Caitlin got it for me. As I said, that was another one she bought me. But yeah, she also was with me when I bought A Call to the Void. So yeah, she is great. She gets me a lot of my vinyls. So yeah, she's helped build up quite a bit of my collection. Okay, so now we're on to the big stuff now. I took like an hour break in between. So, yeah. Again, I'm not showing everything in my collection just because it'll take way too long. Again, I'm only showing my favorite stuff. But, yeah. So I'm going to just start with some... as I said, I'm not showing everything. But I will show my favorite stuff. Or things that have a good story. This is my Game Boy Advance SP. This is modded, so in the back there is a USB. So it's USB rechargeable, and it has a bright screen. Way brighter than the AGS 101 model. Yeah, I'm using this quite a lot at the moment right now. So, because I'm playing through Pokemon Leaf Green. So, awesome. And then I got my Wii U, but this is the Zelda Wind Waker HD Wii U. You can see some of the gold markings a bit. And now we're gonna get into games. Okay, so we're gonna start off with PSP. I don't have everything from every single console, just because, I don't know, I just felt like, so I just have my favorite stuff. But I didn't show this, and then I found it, so. I do collect PSP UMD movies because I think they're cool, and so of course I have 28 Days Later on there. And the other one I have is Spider-Man 2, but I'll get around to collecting more. And then I got Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta on the PSP, because I love the God of War games. So, yeah. And then we're gonna go into DS, and 3DS stuff. So you got Pokemon Soul Silver and Pokemon Black. So I have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I just have a lot of fun memories with this game. Nintendogs plus Cats. I really love the Nintendogs games. I grew up with these quite a lot. And I just have a lot of nostalgia memories. I have a few other versions too, but I don't know. This one I was just the most nostalgic for. And then Pokemon Y, because Pokemon Y was my first Pokemon game, so I have a lot of nostalgia towards Pokemon Y and the 6th generation as a whole. So now we're on to PS3. We got Modern Warfare 2. Fantastic game. I grew up with this game. When I used to sneak onto my brother's PlayStation 3, this was one of the games I played all the time. And I just recently replayed the entire thing, and it was really fun. I never took the tags off this one. I don't know why I didn't. I have had this game in my collection for a while, but it's DuckTales Remastered. It's a really expensive game, 55 quid, and the cover is reprinted. Thanks, CEX. Sorry, that shit pissed me off, but yeah. So yeah, DuckTales Remastered. Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. This was just an expensive game, and I needed it to complete my Sly Cooper collection. I still need Sly 2, like a physical copy of Sly 2, but I do have one of the versions that they released for the PlayStation 4, so I can play Sly 2. So, yes, my copy of Sly 2 I did have, but unfortunately my copy just didn't work. Okay, so we have Uncharted 3, Uncharted 2, and Uncharted 1. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but as you can see, my copy of Uncharted 1 is signed by Nolan North himself. So, that's really cool. That's probably my favorite part of my collection, is the Nolan North signed copy of the first Uncharted. I know my copy of Uncharted 3 is absolutely... It sucks, but... I guess it's fine. Then, The Last of Us. We already talked about that earlier, so I don't really need to go into that. Oblivion Game of the Year Edition. I still need to play through that. All of these together, except for... Actually, no. I'll do this one. Call of Duty Black Ops. Another game I used to play, actually, with my brother a little bit. And then these three are games that I got with my PS3, or that I went to go buy when I got my PS3, because it was given to me. I got Sonic Generations, Red Dead Redemption, and The Sims 3 Pets. I grew up with the Xbox 360 version of this game, and I loved it. Okay, next we got Wii U stuff. We got Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is now a more expensive game. Although they did re-release a version for the Switch 2? Or maybe it's just the Switch 2. I'm not exactly sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but... So maybe this has gone down in price, but... I did get it because it was going up in price at the time. And then this, I found this at a convention, and it was very unusual, so I had to just pick it up. And that's this double pack of Bayonetta 1 and 2. Now, I know some copies of Bayonetta 2 came with Bayonetta 1, but never in two full cases like this. It was like Bayonetta 2 with like the disc inside, just the one game. But yeah, no, two full copies of this. I don't know if this was a thing only in PAL regions, or what the story is, and that was only a US thing. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it's really weird. Uh, but yeah, I had to pick it up because it was just so unusual. So yeah, let's get into. Yes, all of this is PlayStation 2 stuff. So we got Okami. This is my very first. This is my very first version of Okami, because I do have Okami HD on the Switch as well. So yeah, this was a game I got relatively close to the time I got my PS2. So yeah. Sly Raccoon is one of the few games I actually completed on the PlayStation 2. War of the Monsters. This is a game I grew up with. Me and my brother used to play it quite a lot as kids. But yeah, this was a game I really, really, really enjoy. And then we got two JRPGs. I do have a few other ones. I have like Final Fantasy X, and I do have Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, and Kingdom Hearts. But these two are ones that are kind of, I guess, unusual. Well, one is not. One is also unusual. That is Odin Sphere. This one, everyone talks about Odin Sphere and how good it is, and I remember going into CEX, and they both had Odin Sphere and Infernal Fantasia. Now, I know Pete Dorr recommended this, and I love his weird niche games. Some people don't like this game, and honestly, it seems interesting. So I really wanted both of them, but at the time I couldn't afford them. And so I only got Odin Sphere because it was the cheaper one. And I talked to my mom about it, so she's like, right, I'll get Infernal Fantasia for you, and then keep it up for Christmas, because it was around Christmas time anyway. So I ended up getting both, and luckily, because the game was relatively expensive, it was like 40 quid, and this was like 20, I ended up getting both, and so, yeah. They're kind of, I guess, recent-ish. They were only a few years ago I got these, like in 2024. So yeah, it's really, really awesome that I have these in my collection. Else, and that's God of War and God of War 2. I love these games so much. And of course I have God of War 3 too, but it's just on my PS4. But I just have so much nostalgia for these games. They're so much fun. And yeah, these games are great. I love these so much. They're probably my favorite on the PS2. But yeah. And then last but not least, let's talk about GameCube stuff. Alright, so we got Pokemon Coliseum. This game is now really, really expensive. At the time, it wasn't really that expensive. It was like $35. It's worth way more than that now. But yeah, Pokemon Coliseum, really, really fun. Sonic Adventure 2. It was just a game lots of people recommended, and I ended up finding a copy, so yeah, I really need to get Sonic Heroes. Animal Crossing, the original. This was the game I got with my GameCube. So yeah, this game is actually getting really, really expensive. I got this for like 20 at the time, and now it's like nearly over 100, which is insane. So yeah. And then this game, I'm gonna be so honest. I got this game for free, and it's in great condition, but now it's like over 150 quid. And it just kind of looks kind of normal, right? Mario Kart Double Dash, great game, but you can kind of see the sticker, right? You open it up, and oh, the disc is in my GameCube. Hold on. You see The Legend of Zelda, Collector's Edition. And this was, I think, one of the only ways you could get it in Europe, or in PAL regions, was through this Mario Kart Legend of Zelda double pack thing. And it's gotten really expensive, where it gets to about 70 to about 120 to 150. And I got it for free because CEX would not take it because it wasn't in their system. And because my uncle tried to collect it, tried to sell it, and he couldn't sell it because CEX just doesn't have it in their system. And then they're like, "Oh, you have a GameCube? Do you have this?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Okay, you can have it." Again, my uncle's also a collector, and it's now my most expensive game in my collection. Again, not necessarily because of the games themselves, but because of the bundle. That's really it. I hope you guys enjoy me going about my physical media stuff. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed me being in fursuit for this. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!